Hey everybody, Random here for another episode of CI Survival. So I just wanted to go over a few things of common questions or comments I get. So one of them that I get almost 2 or 3, maybe even more per episode, is that should I have survival shacks out here? Should I have shacks that allow for new pawns to come and enter the community? And I keep saying no. And the reason I say no is because if I own something that isn't in the center of this base, that's pretty much what gets attacked first by raiders. And basically, I would be building objects for raiders to burn and destroy, which honestly doesn't sound that great to me. Which is why I've told everyone, no, I will not be building survival shacks. Plus, if they can't get to my base, oh well. I did try to save one guy last episode, but doesn't always work. Another question I get is how the caravanning works. The way it works is very, very simple. You go to the World tab, you select your colony, where your colonists live, you form a caravan, you select the pawn. The route does not matter, because you're not actually leaving the map. And then, zoom back in, and now you are forming a caravan. Any object that you want loaded into the caravan can be loaded up just by right-clicking. And you can load up to 35 kilograms. So right now, Serra starts with a weight of 9 kilograms. So obviously I can only load up, 24-ish, 25-ish more kilograms. But that's how to use caravanning. And then you just cancel the caravan and she'll dump it all back into the stockpile. Easy peasy. Another question I often get is, how does multi-switching work? So, if you look at these power networks, take this oven, for instance, or this stove, rather. I have one network here. I'll trace the conduit. And this is powered. And I have another network here. It's just one piece of conduit. This is unpowered. If I click this stove to reconnect, it switches between multiple networks, right? You can see the little puffs of smoke. So if I select a network that has power like this one, it'll turn on. If I select a network like this one, it'll turn off. It's just that simple. This can be used with turrets. This can be used with anything. Honestly, anything that has a reconnect option. So whether it's a research bench or a turret, whatever, doesn't really matter. That's how that little trick works. I get asked that a lot. So those are the two things I get asked most. Maybe I can reference the starting part of this video if I continue to get asked that. Alright, so more or less the consensus was for defenses, just sandbag away. That's pretty much what everyone said. Wasn't that it wasn't helpful, it just wasn't a lot of information. I'll put it like that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add doors here. And the reason being is I'm going to have little rooms where my pawns can go where they're better protected. And then also they can repair this turret from that door and then close it behind them if they need to. And then they can retreat and run away through this auto door. So I think, for discount's sake, I can forbid some of this. But yeah, this will be my kill box. No one really actually sent me a comprehensive design for the kill box. So, as such, I'm just going to do what I do, which is to make a makeshift one and then make improvements on it. Some people did say that at the end of my kill box down here, I should have deadfall traps. I plan on it once I have a little bit more material, and especially when the attacks on my base call for it. At the moment, they don't. I'm obviously not getting attacked hard enough that I need a bunch of deadfalls. What else is there? A question I got asked is, making the dusters in the cold and the dark beneficial? Yes, it is. It's very beneficial. The way you skill up for most tasks is for every tick that happens that you're doing the skill, you gain experience. So the longer something takes, the more experience you get while doing it, if that makes sense. I guess biofuel refining would help. So in that regard, having a tailoring bench that is cold and in the dark comes with actual perceivable benefits than having it warm and well lit. If you're trying to skill up as a priority compared to creating, if I had a lot of cloth and I needed to turn it into a duster, obviously indoors and warm would be a lot faster, but it would yield me less skill. So in that regard, if I wanted, not that I really care to, but if I wanted to get my intellectual levels up higher, turning off the multi-analyzer, making it a really dirty room, making it poorly illuminated, that all would help. The thing is, the end goal of research is to just get it all done, so that doesn't benefit me there, but if you're trying to be a better crafter, that's the way to do it. Okay, so we have a beacon here. Let's get talking to the combat supplier. Man, there are so many other comments I want to address. But, alright, so combat supplier. I'm going to sell the steel knife. And then there's a lot of weapons I have to sell. I was going to keep a bolt action. I'm going to sell one of them. I'm going to sell one of the flak vests as well. And that might be about it. There's not much else to trade. But seeing that I had zero silver before, this works out kind of nice. Alright, so whilst I'm having the game run on slow, I'm going to try to address some of the other comments. So Juliet and a bunch of other people say that statues would be helpful doing art for sale, because Holm here is a pretty good artist. I think at the moment I would prefer his idle tasks filling up the research tree, but pretty soon I hope to get resources for him to do art. So that is definitely something I'm considering and thinking about. So what I'm talking about for craft speed here is, if we look at what is it? Well, this would be tailoring speed. As you can see, the manipulation, sight, all that global work speed, they're all lower. So it takes longer to make this duster, but I'm still gaining experience as if at the same rate I would be in the light and in the warmth. So yeah, it's just something to think about. Another thing that a lot of people say is I need another pawn. That is going to be a goal of mine. Hopefully, I get that achieved. It's kind of up to Randy at this point, but we'll see. And it looks like I am out of granite. No, I have a little bit more granite to finish up this project. Good. I don't know about those walls. They might have to be mixed material. One sandstone, one granite, one marble, one granite, maybe? We'll have to figure that out. Wow, that was a very quick research. Get some pulsed munitions. Alright, so we have enough for sandstone and marble, or sandstone granite, something like that. So what I'll do is I'll have one be granite, one be marble. Not exactly symmetric, but I did my best. I just came up shy by one. pop these doors open. So these doors are sort of emergency doors. I can leave them open, and then when I need to close them, I can get them closed. So we have a few more sandbags to build. Oh, another thing that people mentioned is I need to move the chest table. You damn right I do. So I'll go ahead and do that. Actually, you know what? I can just move the chairs down. And speaking of chairs, the cooking stool exploit doesn't really seem to work anymore. So I'm going to put the stools that we're using somewhere more. Let's put it here. Somewhere more where they're going to have more of an effect. Because they're obviously not doing anything where they are now. They're not all that helpful. It's too bad. I like that little trick. Basically, the trick allowed for a pawn not to move when cooking. If the trick still works and works in 1.0, and you can confirm it, and you can tell me how to do it, I'm all ears, but I think it's been patched. Alright, so we have a little bit of a protection kill box here. Feel pretty good about that. Let's have home. Oh, I was going to have him cook, but looks like he wants to play chess, because I've denied them chess for a while. Now, another suggestion I have is to put all of my heaters inside of the inside walls and forget about the outside. I'm more or less using these heaters to create a little buffer zone between the negative 200 cold and the inside. But yeah, I'll be moving these heaters in now that it's pushing into winter. I'm going to need them. I've had a lot of comments about why am I not using coolers. They're just less efficient. I tested it myself. So, yes. Also, why I don't have them staggered, because they pretty much all need to be on at all the time. Like, if I reset them and set them up to 160 degrees, it's not like my base is going to get to 160. The farm is getting up to about 90. But the research room is staying at a cool 65. The bedroom, I guess the bedroom's a little warm. I can stagger that up and down, I guess. Yeah, but even setting it up to some absurdly high temperature, it's not like I achieved that absurdly high temperature with any accuracy, frequency. So, yeah, that is why someone asked, oh, why do I have so many heaters? Why not just one heater at like 500 degrees? That's just not how heaters work. Yeah, I don't mean to crap on your skill as a player, but heaters don't work like that. They never have, they never will. They aren't magic. They generate a certain amount of BTU. It heats up a certain amount of cubic space, and they have their limits. Alright, so while we're rolling slow, as you can see on the map, there is this awesome AI Persona Core, but I can't really get that in September. It's just too damn cold, so I'm not. Xeon said that he made it known that I can set a hit point quality to my clothing. A lot of other people had said that as well. The reason I don't have that, and I just want to say this on mic, is let's say Serra here is... Oh, yep, she has a parka that's going to actually decay and be ratty pretty soon. Let's say she's doing a long-distance haul, and all of a sudden her parka hits 49%, and she takes it off. Well, she dies. I'd much rather be wearing a ratty parka than be dead. I think a lot of people can agree with me there. And that is precisely and exactly why I haven't set a hit point setting for that. So another thing is the beacon calls down enemies if it's powered, or at least that's the thought. That's what I've been told. So I don't have enough Keebling to run power all the way down to the bottom of my kill box, but I will eventually, once I have the steel. But what I will do, in case it doesn't require being powered, is I'll move it out of the base so that it doesn't harm me. So a lot of people said that the mic sounds a lot better. Scotty said that it was kind of hard to hear the in-game noise, so I raised it up a bit. So I hope you can hear me over it. I did a little bit of a mic check, mic testing and all that, of course. I always do, but, you know. Hope you all can hear me very clearly over all the background music. Actually, this music is a little loud for me even. So I hope you don't mind that I turned it down. It's kind of a perfect place to stand while playing horseshoes because they get to talk to each other. Alright, so that is probably too far to travel to at the moment. So if I look at my crafting skill, I've gone up a whole level because I'm crafting slow. What else? What else? So there was one of the reasons why these bodies decayed last time and became rotten was the toxic fallout. So I was corrected on that. I was thinking it was just the cold, but no, the toxic fallout made them rot. Speaking of which, it is officially Halloween in at least the United States, so let's get celebrating. Figure there's no better way to celebrate than a burning skull. It's my version of a jack-o'-lantern. Well, that was a poor throw. Come on, you do better. You can do much better. Go back. He's trying to put the skull out. What a killjoy he is, huh? Alright, and there it is. The eye's kind of burned out, but there will forever be a pile of ash representing a smiling face. So you're welcome. And a melted little snow zone. You can even make a stockpile, see? Now it's smiling. So I'm still going to burn corpses so I don't have to observe them at sensitive times, but yeah, I guess they won't rot unless there's toxic fallout. That was pointed out to me by, hold on, let me try to find your name. I'll find it eventually. But yeah, I appreciate those kind of tips. Like tips like that I forgot that my chess table wasn't interactable, or that toxic fallout had rotten the corpses, because not only does that make me a better player, when I share that information, it allows you all to obviously learn it, you know, if you're listening to me. If you're not listening to me, then I don't blame you, because what do I know? Alright, Hunter lacks weapon. Let's fix that. And another meteorite. Ooh, just of regular steel. Mr. Meteorite, I'm a-coming. Next season. Or in 2 seasons. So So one of the joys of having a pawn that is both industrious and intellectual is just doing research gives him a +8, which is kind of nice. And then here Serra is with a little bit more of a cotton harvest, cloth harvest. Oh, so another thing I often get asked is about mods. I'm not against playing with mods if it's like an overhaul mod. So if there's a... Well, let's check if this is a pawn we can rescue. She's super, super far. And she's just a pacifist drug addict. Even if I wanted her, I don't think we could rescue her. So I have nothing against mods, as I was saying, but the more mods I add to my game, the less you guys kind of understand what's going on, because if I have a very heavily modded game, it appeals to a much smaller audience, so I avoid them. So right now the only mod I have is the one that shows both temperatures, which is obviously doesn't intrude much, right? But I get suggested every day, maybe 10, 15 times a day, to install this mod or that mod, some quality of life mods, mod this, mod that. You know, most of it is like, you know, you could be hauling more easily, or you could have a doormat mod, but I'm just going to say this very, very clearly. I am not playing with mods, and the reason is it appeals to a much smaller audience. And even though my caravan exploit is basically the hauling mod, it doesn't matter to me. I'm going to be playing vanilla. Now, of course, if you guys want to see a playthrough of this game with some sort of overhaul, like medieval weaponry or zombies or something like that, I'm down for it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to treat it as its own experience and not add additional mods onto that. I find that trying to watch videos where someone has 25 plus mods, or even 3 or plus mods on their game, I won't understand the gameplay because they have features that aren't included in the game and therefore are not well understood by the audience. I guess that's kind of the easiest way to put it. Alright, so what do we need here? Slykite refining wouldn't be terrible. Would also be pretty quick. Another pawn. She looks pretty old. 63 years old. She's a wimp. She's capable of everything, though. But she doesn't really do anything that... I'll rescue her. I'll rescue her because you guys would want me to. You've been complaining about the fact that I haven't been doing that. So, let's go ahead. I think Sarah's going to be... She's the jogger. I don't know if this... She'll survive, though. Oh, and she has a prosthetic arm? Well, that means she's even slower. So, one thing I'm going to do is... kill this area. Now that we're going to need the space. Potentially. She honestly may not even survive. Nope. Hypothermia. Even if I had warming shelters and all that, it wouldn't really help. I would need shelters everywhere. And I got hypothermia in the process. So that wasn't even particularly all that safe for me to go. So even if I supplied them with, like, parkas and whatnot, it might not have mattered. It was kind of a fatal run anyway. Oop, I didn't mean to consume. But the least we can do is get this room cleared of its value. I'm also keeping the door closed now. It's getting cold enough that this extra space is expensive to heat. And they're running back and forth upon ice to carpet. Definitely dirtied this room up. It is only slightly impressive now, as opposed to the very impressive. Who's going to wake up first? It's definitely going to be Serra, so she gets to clean up. It's weird to have a cloth duster-based economy out on the ice sheet. Oh, I guess I missed sewing one spot. Some pods of milk, or wort. These are haulable, I guess. And it is midday, so... it's about as warm as it's going to get at about 2 p.m. I don't really have the resources to brew beer, but it couldn't hurt to hold this stuff for when I do. Are we at max weight? We are. So multiple trips it will be. Home gets to do the other one. The extra steel is really nice, though, I gotta say. Having 80 steel delivered to you by way of space orbit is pretty cool. So let's smelt that down. So we were down to 21 steel, which is dangerously low in terms of the ability to replace and repair. And rearm, for that matter, because we are going to be firing these things. It's nice to be able to afford to rearm them. Oh my goodness. Really? Really, Randy? What did I ever do to deserve you, Randy? What? I'm not sure. I'll go for that tomorrow. And then maybe some extra warm clothing is in store. Obviously, the Mega Sloth wool has more insulating properties than alpaca, and I've been mostly wearing the alpaca. I have a alpaca toque on. A poor toque, too. She's mostly a Mega Sloth wool. If I force wear this... oh, it's a t-shirt, that's why. I didn't make that one, obviously. 13 degree versus 10. So it's a little bit warmer, but the difference of like a 3 degree difference, it's almost nothing, right? I mean, big whoop. It's not going to make or break my survival. It's the parkas and the toques. And then someone actually said that tribal wear was even warmer. So if I did... well, let's see this. Yeah, I will, I'm curious about that. So I will actually make a Mega Sloth wool tribal wear. I'm going to do that now. And see how big of a difference that is. I'm trusting you, whoever said that it's warmer. You're probably right. I don't spend that much time on the forums and whatnot about the min-maxing of this game. A lot of the min-maxing I've either learned from you guys or sort of discovered for myself over the years. Alright, so right now our gear is 116. 129. Yeah, you were right. It is warmer. Alright. Alright, I see that. Let's get one more made. I know when I'm wrong. And that allows us to sell this stuff, right? Alright, which means restrictions. Restrictions. Forget shirts and pants. We'll wear travel wear. Pretty weird, huh? And there's no, yeah, there's really no mood debuff for wearing travel wear. Well, there's one when you're naked, but you're naked under a parka, so that doesn't count. Ooh, an excellent one. Negative 133, negative 121. I like it. Okay, Psycho Brewing just finished. Let's clear forest. Alright, if he's already going out for the stockpile, we might as well have him carry as much as he can. One trip, and one trip only. Get a little bit more steel going. I really want a fabrication bench. That is my next priority, my next desire. Maybe put it here. I'm not going to make it quite yet, though. We just don't... I'd like more surplus steel than what we currently have. Okay, so we kind of hit our skill max for the day. So I'm not going to keep tailoring. I want to skill up as much as I can. Here's another pod crash. They have warm clothing on, so it's possible to rescue them. No animals, no carrying, but they're a brawler and super immune. I'm all for that. Let's go capture. They're pirates, so they'll take some convincing. Oh, okay. They woke up from unconsciousness and walked out of the map. Well, maybe there's some pirates we can capture here. Were they attacking immediately? I always click exit. Yeah, they're attacking immediately. Okay, okay. Let's get our flaky flak vests on. Might not be much of a fight. Let's try to get rid of all this hypothermia first. Flick these bad boys on. Alright, one dead. I don't know where this guy's going. Disarmed, disarmed. Are you any good? No, you're gourmand. Means you're hard to feed. Pyromaniac. You're dead. You're dead. Oh, Jesus. We're killing everyone. Dan, are you a good body purist? Chemical fascination? Yeah, I'm just gonna kill you too. Are you guys, unrest party? Yep. So you're pirates. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and shut these bad boys off. And try to strip the ones that aren't dead. For their gear. They're crappy gear, but hey, it'll sell. Alright, well that brought some profit. I'll go haul the rest of the stuff in the morning. That slug turret really made short work of those raiders. We look at their health. Shot off by slug. Shot off by slug. Shut off by slug. The slug turret was just taking their limbs off, more or less. Alright, so he's tidying up instead of that. Man, these are part of the problem is that slug turret basically destroyed their clothing. Alright, so that's how to use the caravan. And cancel the forming. And that's a lot more stuff to sell. Maybe some weapons to smelt. I haven't really checked yet. And let's go ahead and just tidy up all this. But home first, I need you to melt the bodies down. So people were saying, hey, maybe keep corpses for food. It's not cannibalism if a pet eats it, but I still feel like it's kind of against the spirit of the rules. I guess I should have said instead of no cannibalism, something along the lines of no using humans for food. That's kind of what I meant, but not what I said. So if you're feeding corpses to your pets, that's fine. I don't care. That's not what I wanted to do with this playthrough. I'm not saying that I'm treating humans particularly well. I'm certainly not. But, yeah. I guess that's what I have to say on that matter. Not against the rules per se, but kind of against the spirit of the rules. And that matters to me. I wanted to make it challenging. You know, if you cannibalize, you have a basically near infinite supply of food, and then food that makes your pawns super unbelievably happy. And that is easy. And this challenge is not supposed to be easy, so I'm just tidying up the kill box, just this section of it. I won't tidy up the ice anymore. I've been told that I should not, and I will not. Alright, let's get another toque. Toque. Toque out of the Mega Sloth Bowl. The good stuff. Oh, right, I took her off of tailoring because she had maxed for the day. I think it's a new day, right? Yep, it is a new day, so. But I'm going to prioritize the toque. We want that first. So I'm curious. One heater, not really keeping that all that warm. Okay, so we have a good toque. She has a normal one on. Well, let's have her drop her vest. We can drop both these vests. Kinda had forgotten about that. And now he has the warm toque on, so they're both about negative 132, 133. This raid, they're preparing a while, which is to say they're just going to freeze to death. I want them to fight, so I'm going to go antagonize them. Because I'm crazy, and that's what I do. Well, here's their assault. Hey guys, I came out to strip you. Yep, that's right. Go on, take your clothing. So had I not come out to antagonize... Oh, minor, okay. I gotta keep an eye on that. Just leave the food there. In fact, I'm gonna prohibit it. So we are getting too cold. She might need some assistance getting back to the base. That is how cold it is. And it's even midday. So I'm forbidding all of this so that Home doesn't try to make a run on it. 63 is the time to faint. So Home, I think I'm going to need you over here to pick her up. She's about to collapse. That was enough helping. And yeah. Pushed you to your limit. Okay, so we did just get a pirate merchant in orbit. She's a little iffy for her mood, so I'm gonna have Home here run it. Plus, he's the better socializer anyway. So these steel objects I'm gonna keep because they're crap. Alright, I'll keep those to smelt down as well. That's about it. This was a combat supplier, not a pirate. Obviously. Don't really have much to trade him, so... Home, bring this baby back. Now, of course, if we had all of this stuff in our inventory, that'd be a different matter, but it was a bit too cold to go running up there. And we were wreck deprived because of that stupid bed. I gotta stop doing that. Hope a bulk goods comes by soon, because we are definitely amassing things to sell to one. We've been getting a lot of combat suppliers, but it's not really high up on my list of things that I have to trade. Alright, so we're early winter, and it's actually pretty warm in the farm area. So I'm going to take one of the heaters out, put it in the bedroom. So these heaters can get flicked off until we have a prisoner. Everything is staying kind of a good temperature. We finally have a sort of well-heated, well-insulated base. Sure. Whatever you're removing off of your body, keep it on. Wow. You are quite a pawn. Well, guys, you have been telling me to try to get additional pawns. I've been listening. Randy finds it hilarious to send me junk pawns that are unrescuable. So I think they're just going to capture her and bring her back. She's actually just going to die. And they want to kidnap? Alright. Let's give them someone to kidnap. Right here, big boys. Oh, you're running away? Why are you running? I'm going to send home. Ooh. Fast learner, iron-willed, and a miner. You piqued my interest. Can you live, though? No, probably not. Most certainly not. Well, I will appreciate you for your contribution to my bank. I don't think I have... I'm not warm enough to go strip everyone else. So we'll have to just profit off of their weapons. Yeah. It's the winter. The winter is brutal. I got to be careful, you know. All right. Smelting weapons. Yes. So I believe even this machine pistol. Yeah, even the machine pistol. All right. Let's forbid the bolt action rifle and smelt all the other weapons. She doesn't even care. Oh, no. Let's see. Ravenously hungry. Alright. World. So one of you I can almost predict. We'll say, why don't you have a door to your north? If I have a door to my north, I've got raiders that want to use it, right? That's kind of how it works. Which is why I don't have a door to my north. Really? Another combat supplier? This is Randy saying, hey, you wanted something? Well, I'm going to give you something similar, but not what you wanted. As some sort of cruel joke. Alright, I think this is the last one I can do before I have to turn back. Yep, I'm just constantly pushing the envelope of will I faint or not. I gotta be more careful because I also don't want to lose a finger or a toe. It's a pretty easy, surefire way to lose a finger or toe. How fast is my research speed now? It's got to be, oh my goodness, holy moly. That is some speed right there. Having the work frenzy plus high skill plus industrious. Okay, so I just lost the work frenzy. It's still fast, but it's not fast like it was just a moment ago. Alright, so there's still a combat supplier that I can call in. Let's go ahead and do that if they're still in orbit. Because we have some things to trade them. Let's trade them the pump and the frag nades, and that's about it. It's not much. It all adds up though, slowly. I don't understand why a combat supplier wouldn't want to be an outfitter too, and, you know, trade in clothing. Oh, what do I know? I'm just a CI survivor. Alright, so let's not smelt our sniper rifle. But everything else can go. So we're working our way back up to 200 steel. I want more than 200 before I go ahead and pull the trigger on the fab bench. Meeting the bare minimum isn't great, because what if we get a hole in the wall? We need some sort of construction resource to replace holes in the walls. Alright, Mr. Home. I'm going to put you on cooking duty. Or not. Because, you know, whatever. Doesn't matter what I say. Okay, so there's a lot of potential wealth kind of sitting out here in the form of weapons. But looking at the temperature, that kind of makes me nervous. So find meals. Let's cook until why? There we go. Well, that's 40. What are we making now? 41? 42? Yeah, that's what I thought. Just stop. Alright. I am going to do something risky and try to get Serra to get the guys on the west. It's about as warm as it's going to get for winter. It's too bad I can't hobo fire around their corpses, right? Alright, so this will be cutting it close. And then we just have people north. Oh, and then this isolated pawn. Oh, with Luciferium. Yeah, that's too bad. There's no way that we're going to get that Luciferium. Don't lose a toe. Don't lose a toe. Please don't lose a toe. Good. Okay, I shouldn't do that again. I have learned my lesson. Long haul runs are dangerous. Alright, so good shotgun will keep. These knives, probably not. Nope. And nope. And steel knife, nope. They go straight into our steel bin. Exotics. Do we even have anything that would interest an exotic goods trader? I'm not certain that we do. Besides, like, gold, maybe. But I'm keeping it. Plasteel, obviously not selling that. Advanced components, not for sale. Might even buy one. Boomelope, that's weird. Gold, as I expected. I'd love to have an Architect eye. They'd buy beer off me, but I don't have beer. I just have wort. Yep. And I haven't made art, so that's a bust. That's a big old bust. Let's see. Is that centered? Yeah, it's centered. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just, because I like colors. Yes, I could have thrown down a plan, but I like the colors. Hey, let's eat on a table, shall we? Crazy idea, right? Absolutely nuts. Man, it's taken a while for her frostbite to heal. A combat supplier. Wow, there's a lot of trade ships this episode. And not ones I need. We've had like one of everything but what we're looking for. Alright. Pump shotgun, and I'm just going to sell the extra flak vest. We might want one sometime in the future, but for now, I'd rather have the silver. We have 522 now. It's not bad. Alright. Now it's easy to tell where to put the beacon back. And we're slowly amassing a supply of dusters for sale while doing research. Well, guys, I'm up on my hour. I want to wish everyone that celebrates Halloween a happy Halloween from the alien Pope base that I originate from. Thank you all for your feedback. I hope the showing of the tips at the beginning of this episode were useful. To everyone that says, add another pond, add another pond. Well, I did my damnedest. In fact, I risked considerable hypothermia attempting it. But maybe next episode, especially because we're heading into summer. So maybe that will allow me to add another pond. If you have any other feedback for me, drop me a line, and I hope you tune in next time. Adios, all.